this is the moment when my young nun, Seraphina, so angry, so rebellious, has been mentored by my older nun, who is the dispensary sister, who's trying to help her to come to terms with the fact that she's going to be imprisoned here for the rest of her life. And they've struck up a relationship, but it's very touch and go still. The young woman is still determined to get out because she has a lover on the outside that she wants to get out to go to. And the older woman is still trying to calm her down. And the abbess is trying to control this potential rebellion in her midst. And during a work hour, when they're working together in the dispensary, a servant nun rushes in and says, "You have to come, because Suara Magdalena's dead, I think." That's the old nun, the old visionary nun. And this is the chapter that follows. So Zuana is the dispensary nurse, Seraphina is the young novice, and Magdalena is the old visionary. The door to Suara Magdalena's cell is half open, as if it was waiting for visitors. She feels a strange prickling down her neck as she walks in. Before her eyes have had time to adjust to the gloom, even in daylight it remains murky in here, Zuana is struck by the smell. She has prepared herself for sickness, even the telltale scent of death, but this is different. Light, fragrant, like a wave of perfume, roses or even frangipani, summer smells in winter. It is almost as shocking as the sight that greets her on the bed. Magdalena's pallet is on the floor against the back wall, next to a water jug and a plate and a bucket for excrement. Recently, the servant Letitia has reported that there has been nothing in the bucket to empty. But then the less one takes in, the less there is to evacuate. And in her relentless quest for God, over the years, Suara Magdalena has been waging a steady war of attrition on her body, training it to survive on almost nothing. When she entered the convent, the century itself had been young, and there are no other sisters alive from that time. Everyone, though, Zuana included, knows something of the story. How, as a humble novice from the poorest family, she had been able to go for weeks on end with only the communion host to sustain her, and that while she was in such a blessed state, her hands and her feet bled in sympathy with Christ's own. Such godliness had been all the fashion then, and the Duke Okele, a man with an appetite for holy women, who collected piety as others collected china or antiquities, had found her in a nearby town and installed her in Santa Caterina, where he and his family would visit, bringing members of the court to hear her prophesy, and sometimes she would go into ecstasies for them. Rumour was that she had been so small even then, some said she weighed so little, that it wasn't hard to believe she could lift herself off the ground. It had been some time of the French invasions and the northern wars, and every city was searching for a way to protect itself. Such humble, uneducated women, living saints as they were known then, who found God through prayers and their own goodness, were talismans of purity in a world of corruption. But once Luther and his Protestant dissidents started lighting fires of heresy across the mountains, such untutored salvation became suspect, and after Okoli died, the royal visits dried up, and so it seemed did Magdalena's stigmata.